Hi everyone, thanks for coming in and watching. This is just my personal assessment along with my slideshow that I made to just give you guys some visuals. So the first part is my social identity. So I included some photos that I think just describe me and my social identity, especially the ID check that we went through in the beginning of our class time together. So this is just kind of explaining who I am. So on the top you can see a female. I'm obviously a female. And then my parents, which just really include like my identity and how I was raised and my race being white and Caucasian. And just another photo of me showing who I am and who God made me to be. And then there's my church that I have been born and raised at, which is a Lutheran church, and that is a huge part of my identity and who I believe I am. And then I shouldn't have made it super big, but I am straight. I'm not bi or any of those things. And then it's been an honor to be born and raised in the United States, so that's been a huge part of my life. Speaking English, I did learn a little bit of sign language, but still mostly English. And then how my mental and emotional health really play a huge role into who I am. I am going to become a therapist, and my goal is to work with teens one day. So this is a big part of who my identity is and what I want to be when I grow up. So these beliefs are super important to me, and just like who I am and how I was raised by my parents. Both of my parents were self employed growing up, so this made us in the middle class, I would say. It's been hard to look back on, to see us not have health insurance and just other social incomes that are just really disadvantaged when you have two self employed parents. But yeah, this is just kind of an overview of my social identity. The next is conflict. I've learned a lot in this class about conflict and just really dissecting the past conversations I've had, even just this semester. So you can see a lot of group photos. One is in my high school that says Bengals, and then my current friend group, and then the girls, which are the white background that you can see with one of our classmates, Kriani. And then I went to a trip in India in January of 2024. So that's just another way that I dealt with some conflict. I've learned a lot of how to navigate this with the interpersonal skills that we have learned in class, and just really how to understand and know where they're coming from before handling a situation. I think I tend to run to conclusions and kind of push it off till it can't be talked, like it needs to be talked to right away. So I'm really trying to get better at that, and it's super helpful to really understand and name that part of the conflict and what I need to get better at. So those are just some ways that I've seen conflict in the past and how I just want to get better and keep learning, and this class has been a huge step in the right direction for me. The next one is power and privilege. I think power and privilege have a huge role in the way that you can be a leader and just different ways that it can impact our communication skills. So I've included some photos of past jobs that I've had. You can see in the blue with a bunch of people is I worked at Walmart in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for 3 months. And then the two side pictures are me and my coworkers from Burgers Bagels and Stone Mountain Pet Lodge, and then just a leadership position that I did this year of being the banquets and dances director for student activities. So these are all different roles where I am higher up or somebody else is higher up for me, and that plays a huge role in how I see myself and where my privilege is. So that means like not talking back to my bosses or respecting them and understanding where they're coming from because they are higher above me. But yeah, I'm just really glad to have worked a lot of jobs to really see leadership and how that plays into effect with my communication skills. And for me, what's next in the future, this class has been a huge step in the right direction. I'm super excited for my future of going to grad school and getting my master's in counseling and just really understanding how to navigate these difficult conversations with future clients, friends, family, all the above. And I'm just really thankful for all the things that I've learned so far in this class.